from Coastal Adventures, and today we are going to have an adventure at Currumbin. That's Currumbin on the Gold Coast, Queensland of Australia. So let's just have a look around. Up straight in front of us, I'll just zoom in. That's Currumbin Creek, with the bridge going over Currumbin Creek. Looking around towards, that's the groin at Lacey's Lane. Coming around, that's Palm Beach in the background. And we're looking all the way around the corner. North Palm Beach, that's Burleigh Heads, that headland right in the middle. Looking around to Miami, and then Surfers Paradise in the background. So that's all of our northern Gold Coast there. So welcome to the chat. Today I'm going to take you around Currumbin. This is actually where I grew up. We moved here in the 60s, and yeah, so this is where I grew up. I spent so what I'll do, just so you can see, that's Snapper Rocks. Snapper Rocks, you got Kira, and then we come around a bit more of Kira, then we're looking down Balinga, Kira, Tugun, and all the way to Currumbin. So we'll do a quick walk through here, and I'll just show you. So just behind me, I'll just turn around. This is Currumbin Rock, also known as the Alley Rock. So so that's the rock there. So before this groin was built, which is just behind me, those waves coming out on the right, and then we used to have waves also breaking out this side. But the Gold Coast has built a groin here and stopped the sand flow moving north. So now it's part of the beach. And this is Currumbin General Disorder on the Gold Coast, Australia. So that lifeguard tower back there, that used to be the shoreline, and all this from that lifeguard tower to where I'm standing now used to be just a causeway, and this place got its name, the alley, because it used to be a shark alley. So, Valerino, how are you, mate? So yeah, this is where the sharks used to cruise through before this groin was built. So we'll walk this way a little bit, and we'll just go and have a look at Currumbin Creek. So like I was saying, this is where I grew up. I grew up here. We moved here in '69, and then I lived here for 27 years through the 70s and 80s and halfway through the 90s. So that's Currumbin Creek. Just zoom in. The other side of that bridge there is the school I went to, Palm Beach Currumbin High. I'll zoom back out, give you a nice wide view, guys. And we're just looking around. That's Palm Beach. All the way around, Palm Beach, Palm Beach. The headland right in the middle now is Burleigh Heads. The little one right behind it is Miami. And then in the background, we have Surfers Paradise. So I'll just zoom in on Surfers for you. So Surfers actually looks quite nice from a distance. And that building in the middle with the Chamford top. Joseph, how are you, mate? Good to see you. That building right in the middle of the screen now, that's called the Q1, and that's the tallest building in Queensland, I'm pretty sure. Might even be Australia. And if we just turn around, looking out to sea, and this is Currumbin Rock. I'll zoom out and give you the full look at Currumbin Rock, or the Alley Rock. So this is a very popular surf spot. That big low pressure has washed all the sand away. So we've just got a couple of kids here just paddling around. Not really getting, this one's just learning to surf. So there's no real waves here. And if I just turn around a bit, you can see we've got a huge surf. It's up around the 3 metre mark. So the waves have actually dropped down at the moment. There's not a set coming through, but as soon as a set comes, I'll show you. And so those people have gone across to the front rock. You've got to time it so you don't get hit by the waves. You can see how much water moves through there. But that's just up here on that rock there, that's how you jump across. I'm not going to go across there because that whole rock is underwater. So we'll just have a look at the wide view. Look at that. That's how big the waves are at the moment. They're breaking straight across the rock. Thank you everybody for joining me on this tour. So we are at Currumbin on the Gold Coast, Queensland. Okay, now the set's starting to roll through. You can see how big this is now. This is all whitewash, breaking over these rocks, coming straight towards me. Cross it. You're daring me, are you? All right. For you, KM, I will. So, again, I was saying this is where I grew up. So, this is what we used to do all the time when I was a kid. Learning to surf, used to just run across here. So we'll just wait for the water to pull back a bit and then we'll go across. Okay, so the set's finished. Okay, I'll zoom out. That is zoomed out. Okay, we're across on the Alley Rock now. So like I was saying, this used to be an island. This used to be an island, and you can see back where those cars are down there, that was the mainland. So we were a fair way offshore, a little bit like Fingal and the Cook Island out there. So we're out on the front rock. There's some people up on top of the front rock. This is the Alley Rock. How are you, Daniel? Yes, if you haven't been on the northern end of the Gold Coast for a while, you wouldn't know the place now. It is just full of people all the time. I used to work up there. I worked up in surface for 36 years. So it's just getting busier and busier. I started working in surface in 86. So that front rock there is called Razorback. That's one way of getting out to the waves when it's big. And just out here, there's another little spot. It's called the Ledge. So they were the two main jump-off points. And if it got really big, you would walk halfway down that beach and try and paddle out there, and hopefully made it out before the set cleaned you up on the Alley Rock. Oh, we must be like old friends there, Daniel. I used to be a fireman surface, so we've probably come to your premises quite a few times. Yes, D-bar still pumps. Okay, so that's the top of the rock. Looking back towards Burleigh in the background. Hi Leah, how are you? And up the surface in the background. So I'll try and get the rock in and a bit of surface. There you go. Surface and Currumbin in the one shot. And then if we come around that little small headland in the middle, that's Miami. And then the big one coming into view now is Burleigh Heads. Looking back down to, we had a very technical name for it. We used to call that the guts. Out the front here on the rock. So this is the point. And then you've got to wave all the way down to the guts. And then if you've got to wave down to those two high rises, you're down at Lacey's. So they were the three surf spots here at Currumbin. So I'll just make my way back down. Oh look. So what we're going to do while I've got you, I'm going to go for a walk from Currumbin or Alley Rock. We're going to go to the next rock, which is called Elephant Rock. And we'll explore Elephant Rock. And then we'll walk to the next rock after that, which is called Flat Rock. So if you're just joining us, I said before, this is where I grew up. My family moved here in 1969, and rocks are still sharp. So we moved here in 69, and I lived there all the way through the 95 before I moved down to northern New South Wales, because it got too busy up here. Hey Lee, how are you? So looking back towards, just looking towards the channel I have to cross without getting wet. So you can see it's a fairly fast moving through here. Okay, waves, back off, let me through. Comes another one. Watch this wave wash through. I'll actually make a run for it before this wave comes. I'm gonna get wet. All right. Yes, I will, Paul. Welcome back to the live. So luckily I was up here on the shelf, but if I had been in the middle there, I would have been out there and in the water. So when we used to be kids coming through here, it used to be funny. You try and make it as late as possible, and then your friends would follow you, and then you'd see who got washed out. So yeah, that was quite a bit of fun. Brings back memories being here. So again, that's looking at Currumbin Creek. That's the Estuary Bridge. That building just there is the Marine Rescue Building, and that's the lifeguard tower. All right, let's go and go to walk up the beach. So we're going to go now up towards Elephant Rock. You can see the big building on Elephant Rock. That's the Currumbin Surf Life Saving Club. They have got, I would say, probably the best surf club in Australia. It's positioned on the beach. It is right on the rock, and in these big swells, the water actually washes through the car park, and the surf club is actually an island out there. So what they have to do is open all the garage doors and just let the water flow straight through. and then rebuild their car park. Hey Paddy, how are you, mate? Yep, no, I think it is. I'm not quite sure. We're at Currumbin today, mate. So this red flag on the beach right in front of us now, that means no swimming. So luckily no one's out there, and the lifeguards are having a fairly easy day today. Yes, I'm really good, thank you. So you can see the size of the swell out there. So this is the low pressure that I was showing you yesterday. Oh, this wave's chasing me up the beach too. So I was down at Hastings Point yesterday showing you the start of the low pressure coming. And it came here overnight. You can see all the erosion here. That's how much sand everybody's losing. Neil Bell, hello UK. Who is the Vice King of Australia? I don't know what a Vice King is. The King of the Commonwealth is King Charles. That's all I know. So I'll just turn around now and I'll give you a shot of the Alley Rock. I'll just zoom out a little bit. There you go. So that's the Alley Rock. And as I was saying, before they built this groin here, that used to be an island. So yeah, it's all different to when I grew up. That groin was actually built in 1972. So that's how long it's been there. I'm showing my age now because I was there to watch it being built. Yes, we have a lot of whales at the moment. They're all heading north. None of the whales are in close at the moment because of that low pressure system. They're very intelligent. They will be hanging out wide in the East Australian Current, same as what Marlin and Dory went looking at Nemo in, if you ever watched Finding Nemo. So that East Australian Current is an actual real thing. And the fish and animals, they just sit in that and they get like a freight train ride all the way to where they're off to. Yes, it is different to the 60s. When I grew up here, it was just a small little coastal town and you knew everybody. Don't know if you can see all these buildings up here, but none of those were there. They were just little fishing shacks, really. So we'll just keep cruising up. Oh, for you of you who've just joined, I'll show you in the distance. So right up in the distance, that last bit of headland you can see, that's Snapper Rocks, Rainbow Bay, Greenmount, all the way up there. Jack, no, the temperature is about 23 degrees here at the moment. Ooh, what happened to my screen? Oh, sorry guys. 23 degrees, the water's about 20 to 21 degrees. Here comes a plane, a Jetstar into our, where is it? There it is, heading into our international airport. It's on final now, about to land. Yeah, if only we could go back to those times, Leah. Oh yeah, Paul, you're a machine showing me that one. So back down to here. So Snapper, Greenmount, coming all the way around. That's Coolangatta, all those high rises in the middle. And then we come around to Kirra. That's Kirra Hill. And then right behind the surf club in the middle of our screen now, that's Balinga and Tugun. So we'll be heading to that surf club and I'll show you Elephant Rock. And I used to live just on the other side of Elephant Rock. I'll just zoom out a bit and give you a bit more of a view, guys. That's a bit better. Thanks again, Paul. I'm glad everybody's joined us. So if you're not sure where we are at Currumbin on the Gold Coast of sunny Queensland, Australia. but we have a low pressure system which is weakening and moving off the coast. But that low, which was 300 kilometres south of us, has whipped up a large swell. So yes, it is a surf club and a bar restaurant, but the low pressure has really whipped up a swell. So this swell, because the low was so close, or it should only hang around for 2 or 3 days. If the low was down at Sydney, like 1,000 kilometres away, or off Fiji, a couple of 1,000 kilometres, the waves hang around for a lot longer. Ah, nice, Paddy. The Sandman, that brings back memories too. So you can see all the houses up on the hills here. As I was saying, they used to be just little fibro and brick houses along here. And now all the rich and beautiful people moved in. That building just there, that's the Rocks Resort. That's been around since the 80s. Early 80s, that building was built. So we'll have a look back. So there's the Alley Rock again, and Surfers Paradise in the background. So in Australia we have a lot of ads on TV with that exact shot. So they've got the Alley Rock and Surfers Paradise in the background with people enjoying themselves. No, I was going out with the girl whose father built it, and I was still doing my trade, and I finished my trade in 85. So that's when it was finished, 85. Yeah, the person that was building that, they live right beside us at Currumbin. So I'll be able to show you. I won't take you to where I used to live, because that house has been knocked down now, and there's a 4-story mansion put there. So that building straight in front of us is Currumbin Surf Life Saving Club. Probably one of the best surf clubs positions in Australia. You've got a couple of nice ones in Sydney, but this one you're actually in the surf. So when I was a young fella, if you can see those cars back there, so that Carsden Road, that used to be where the water went to. And we used to think we were right out the back surfing if we were out further than the surf club. And back in the day, the surf club used to be just a fibro shack as well. So if we were surfing right out there, my God, we were out a long way. And you can see the front of the Elephant Rock there. Sometimes you jump off that rock and paddle back into the waves. Do a haka. Wrong country, mate. This is Australia. Haka's done in New Zealand, bro. Thank you, Paul. Yes, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers today, which would be really nice if we could reach 1,000. So if you're enjoying it, please, everybody, please subscribe. I'm doing one live stream every day. And when I go back to work in 2 weeks, I'll be back to between 3 and 4 live streams every week. So if you subscribe, you'll be seeing beautiful parts of our country basically every day. I've got 2 bars of 5G. Maybe when I get closer to the surf club, it'll pick up. Joseph. Fantastic, Paul. 1,000. Thank you very much. I was actually watching a live stream last night. I just wanted to see what other live streams look like. And this young guy was playing some sort of game, and he had 13.2 million. and he had a total. He wanted to get over 2,500 subscribers in the one session. And I looked at his session. His session had been going for 17 hours. I'm not going to be that committed. Jared, this beach is Currumbin Beach. So we're on Currumbin Beach, the Gold Coast, Australia. So we're on the east coast here, and that's the waves from an east coast low. Yeah, they are unbelievable. He had a really nice suntan too. About as white as that lifeguard truck. Okay, so this is where I grew up. That building there, the orange and brown one, that was the Nippers Club, and that's where I spent all of my young life on the weekends and on school holidays. We had about 30 or 40 friends that all used to live around this area, and we used to meet, just a second, and we used to meet down here every day. That blank spot there was the local kiosk. That's been knocked down to prevent another rich person build an obscenely large house and show everybody how rich they are. It definitely has the local community vibe gone from it. Oh, this tide really is coming in quick. So this is nearly, if we go back another 40 metres, this is actually where the waves used to come to. So we used to run across the road from the Nippers Club up there behind that tree and run and jump straight into the water. So that's how much sand. Oh, look at this set coming through. Large set. All the way down to the alley rock and surface in the background. Yes, there is lots of wealth around. I don't know where everybody gets these all this money from. I know of a person who's got a place in Noosa on the Sunshine Coast, which is north of Brisbane, and he got his house valued 25 million. And then he wanted to rent his house out for a week, and he asked the real estate agent how much he could get for a week for his house. They told him $35,000 for 5 days. $7,000 a day he's getting for his house. Yes, money certainly does talk, guys. Okay, so this is the surf club. If the surf club wasn't so big, you'd actually see the elephant. So that's the back of the elephant there, and on top, the lookout, that's where the people sit on the elephant, and then the thing out the front is his head, and you can actually see his trunk. So I'll go on the other side. Oh, I'll take you around the surf club first. It looks like they've closed it all off. That's how long it's been since I've been here. Last time I was here was for my mate's funeral, and we were upstairs in the surf club on the top level, and that's where we had the party for him. So yeah, beautiful surf club. Spend a lot of money there, and they make a lot of money there. So that's how much sand's gone. That's the ramp to get everything down the beach. So all that sand's gone and been washed away by this low pressure. We'll come right around. That's the weight training room there. A bit more weight training. So this is Elephant Rock. So there's a little rock just out here, and we used to call that Fighting Rock. So someone used to try and get on the top, and everybody would be trying to swim. You can see just the top of it there now. everybody be trying to swim on and pull them off, and be the king on the top of the fighting rock. Good times. So that's the Elephant Rock there. I'll zoom out again and give you, no, that's fully it. What's going on? Is there trouble in paradise, Paul and Joseph? I see someone's been told to shut up. You guys can sort that. I'm going to keep walking because these rocks are sharp and I think I'm going to get wet in a minute. But I'll try and make it through. Okay. So this spot here, we used to call that the suck hole. So when the waves break over, it actually goes over the rock, forces you down, spins you around, and then it would spit you out there, and then we'd swim back around. I don't know how our parents actually let us come down here and do that sort of crazy stuff, but I'm sure that's what young males do. Set coming, I'll just run through here. Okay, so that's the car park of the rock. And when the swell gets really big, yuck, I'm not standing in that smeg water. So when the water gets really big and we've got big tides, this actually reverts back to how it used to be, and the water runs right through here. And then the Elephant Rock is back to being an island again. So you can see these houses here, not too shabby. Yes, thank you, Paul, that's be nice. Okay, so the next rock we're going to is Flat Rock, and that's Flat Rock Tugun. So we'll keep going. Okay, I'll just zoom out a bit. So now you can see that's the back of the elephant, that's the saddle on top, and that's the elephant's head. And back in the old days, he actually had a, you can see the ears, just a second, there's ears coming out the side there, and then he had a trunk that ran out to the front rock. It's a little bit hard to see with the sun right in our faces. But yeah, that's how it got its name, Elephant Rock. You can see it a lot easier from the other side, but the surf club's there now. So this is the beach. Yes, fish here all the time, Jared, but not today. If there's any fish around at the moment and they're in close, they'll be dead very shortly and be washed up on the beach. Yes, it is a resting elephant. So yeah, so that house there, I'll just zoom in. So that was one of the biggest houses in Currumbin back in the 70s and 80s. And so that's what the houses look like. And that brick one there, we actually came up here in the middle 60s and had a holiday in that unit block right there. So that's been there since the 60s, that place. What kills the fish? There's too much whitewash in the water, and then they can't get the water through their gills to oxygenate themselves. So you can see the next rock we're heading to. That's Flat Rock. You can probably tell how that got its name. No nude beach around here. You have to go down the Tweed coast of New South Wales or go up to the Spit. That's where all the nude beaches are. The tall trees, they're called Norfolk pines, and those have been there since I can remember, so late 60s. So those trees have been there since that time. Norfolk pines, they come from the Norfolk Island which is straight off the coast, a couple of 100 kilometres straight off the coast from Newcastle. So we'll have a look back at Elephant Rock. Can you see the elephant yet? No, whitewash is caused from the waves breaking. Let's just have a look out there. You can see the wave coming through, and then the wave breaks and it just agitates the water and it turns to whitewash. So you can see all the whitewash here. When you're surfing, sometimes you get a lot of whitewash in the water and a bit goes down your throat and you just about choke. You can't actually breathe and it shuts off your epiglottis, and then you've got to come into shore as quickly as you can and try and get your breath back. It's quite disturbing when that happens. So all the beautiful houses up here, flat rock in the front. If you just joined us, I'll explain again. So right down the very end there, you have Snapper Rocks, Rainbow Bay, Greenmount. Greenmount comes around to Currumbin Beach, Kirra, and as you come past Kirra, then you go Balinga and Tugun, and then that ends up here at Flat Rock where we're going to. So this next little walk up the beach here, that's where I grew up. And so all the boys that lived a little bit west of where we live here, right on the beach, they used to come down and everybody would leave their surfboards at my place and their bikes, and we'd either go out surfing here, just a second, I'll give you a better view, go surfing here, or we go around to the Nippers Club. So when we were younger, we spent all our times at the Nippers Club, and when we got a bit older, that's when we all moved to my place, or my parents' place. Yes, the water is very rough. Look at that set coming through. So those banks right out there, we actually call them the cyclone banks. So that's breaking a couple of 100 metres out to sea. And my voice is breaking. How cool is that? This little walkway just here, and that's where I live, straight up there. So when we get there, I'll show you. So straight up that track there, that was where my house was, or where I grew up. Georgia, snow surfing, beautiful. So yeah, straight up that is where I grew up and spent the first 27 years of my life. Not a bad place to live, hey? And if we're at our place, I'll zoom out, but this was my view. Burley Heads, no, we're at Currumbin, Trey. And there's Elephant Rock. Yeah, it does bring back memories. I actually work in this area now, and we just drive along here in the truck, and I think, oh, it's changed so much. I'd rather live down where I live now. It's just so busy here now. And everybody thinks they're rich and they've all got attitudes. It's not how I grew up at all. Are there spiders on the beach? No spiders on the beach, but just up there in the grass, there'll be spiders up there, and there'll also be eastern brown snakes. How's it going, mate? So yeah, we've got eastern browns living there, which is the third deadliest snake in the world. So Flat Rock here. I wonder if has anybody heard of the Currumbin Bird Sanctuary? If you have, that's where our backyard was, the Currumbin Bird Sanctuary, and the person who started the Currumbin Bird Sanctuary, Alex Griffith, in the 1950s, he was our neighbour. So we used to spend a lot of time in the bird sanctuary too. they had a miniature rail, miniature train in there that was coal driven, and we used to just jump the fence and jump on the back of the train and wait for the train driver to get upset with us, stop the train, and then chase us. Good times. Yeah, it's not nice, but it's progress, and I just keep moving away from the progress. I don't want to be anywhere near that sort of stuff. You can see how much sand they've lost here. So this is about 5.5 foot tall. Yeah, so that's why we've moved down to the far north coast of New South Wales. I spend all my time now at Fingal. I've done a couple of live streams from Fingal, and Fingal's how Currumbin used to be. You knew everybody. Small community. There's only 500 houses allowed in Fingal. It's called a hamlet. So yeah, that's how Currumbin used to be. So we'll just have a look back. Can you see the elephant from this angle? It's starting to show itself a little bit more now. So back of the elephant, up around on the saddle, the head and the trunk goes out. So I think we're going to lose a lot more sand here today, because the sand just walking on is very soft, so it's going to be easy. You can see all the sand when that water's washing out, how much sand's in that washout. So it's going to go down a lot further. So this here flat rock is Tugun, just the start of Tugun. This hill straight in front of us now. There used to be a caravan park on the beachfront up at the Alley Rock. So all the way through the 70s was a caravan park, but now there's no money in caravans when you can put multi-million-dollar places on it. And the Gold Coast has just started this new thing. So if you're on the 7th floor or above, you have to pay what's called a view tax. So it starts at another 33% on top of your rates if you're at the 7th floor, and it works its way up. And the Q1, that building I showed you back behind us, that's 80 floors. So you can imagine how much. It'd probably be double their rates on the top level. So it's just a scam. The councils just, the rich get richer, the poor get the picture. Wow, there's a lot of water moving in. I'm up to my knees now. So that's the flat rock. You can see how it got its name. Mark, how are you? Tom Tate, yes, I didn't want to mention any names, but yes, you're exactly right, Paddy. $10 p.m. Glad you're still up to watch. I hope you're enjoying it. As Paul and Joseph said, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. I'm doing, at the moment I'm on holiday, so I'm doing a live stream every day. And when I go back to work in 2 weeks, we'll be doing a live, 3 to 4 live streams every week. So I'm putting out a lot of content, guys. So if you like and subscribe and hit the bell, you'll be notified. And I do all my live streams around about this time. So that seems to be when I get the most people watching. So we'll just, oh, yeah, I nearly tripped. So this is actually what I'm walking on now, is the pipework. So the outlet for, right behind us, there's a place called Flat Rock Creek, and that runs behind the bird sanctuary. And that's where Flat Rock empties all its water, and it empties out into the ocean here. So again, when we were kids, we used to hop in this drain pipe. This is the old bit here, and we used to crawl all the way up it and come out at Flat Rock Creek, which is about 400 to 500 metres behind us. I'm a bit claustrophobic, so I never really did it. I'd made it the other end and shine the light so people could see where they're going. But this is Flat Rock, Currumbin. I'll give you another rundown of the Gold Coast. Hey Rachel. So out there you can see the waves breaking, that's Snapper Rocks. Rainbow Bay, the white building, the big tall white building. And it comes around to Greenmount Point where there's no houses or anything, and the pine trees. Coolangatta beachfront with all the high rises. Then it comes around to Kira. We keep just move around past Kira, that's Kira Hill there, or what's it called? Razorback. And then it comes around to North Kira, Balinga and Currumbin. Yeah, so we've got an east coast low that was about 300 kilometres southeast of us, straight off Coffs Harbour. And what a rocky beach, not really mermaid. It's just this three rocks. I was just showing you the three rocks of Currumbin. So Flat Rock, swing around, Elephant Rock, and the rock right out in the distance is the Alley Rock or Currumbin Rock. But everything else is just beach. I'll zoom out. Good surfing, yes, real good surfing. Yeah, so there's not even anybody on the beaches here today, which is a bit of a godsend. So that's Currumbin Hill. Yes, the overdevelopment is out of control, but it's just the council making more money. And like I said, if you're over 7 stories, you have to, at 7 stories, you start paying 33% extra on your rates. And the rates would already be around the $6,000 to $7,000 a year right on the beach. And then add another third to that. And then as you go higher and higher, you just keep going up. And in Surfers Paradise, there's a building called Q1, and that's 80. It's 81 stories actually, but the building goes to 80. Let me just show you the one right in the middle. That's the Q1. To the right of it, that's the Hilton, and the Peppers beside it. I forget what the Peppers building's called. Yeah, it's just a scam, all right. But look at that view. So you got Elephant Rock with surface in the background. Now, can you see the elephant? Pretty great view here. Sun's just coming out. So see if we can go down the beach at Currumbin a bit, and we'll look back towards Flat Rock. So this is Currumbin. There's a guy up here in one of these buildings just along here. He has a McLaren, a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. And he parks the McLaren and the Ferrari inside, and the Lamborghini's his go-to car, and that parks out in the salt air. So how's that for money? But is he happy? I'd say pretty much. Oh, sorry about the view. I'll just zoom out a little bit, guys. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in today and watching my live streams. At the moment I'm trying to do one every day, so 7 live streams a week. I'm actually heading down to the mid-north coast next week. I'll be going to Harrington. That's where my father grew up in the 20s. So we'll be going down there with my brother and sister. Dad died a couple of years ago at 97, and we've got a plaque on the rock down there for Dad and Mum as well. She died 3 days after Dad. So she couldn't live without him, so then she just gave up the ghost when Dad died. So we'll go down there and just make sure their plaque's good on the break wall down there. I'll take you with me as we go down there. All right, let's just turn around. So now there's Elephant Rock, Flat Rock in the foreground, and Surfers Paradise in the background. Bit of an iconic view, that. Yeah. 97, not a bad innings, hey? I hope I go that long. So there's the front of Flat Rock. The cloud does look good, Rachel. So if you remember, I've been down at Brooms Head last week with my daughter, and I spent 4 days down there. Whee, this wave's coming in quick. So I spent 4 days down there, and I said I'd be posting a video. So I finished the video. Don't wet my pants. I'll stand up on this pipe. So I should be posting the video tomorrow. Everything's finished. I just got to put some sound effects on there and a voiceover, and then it'll be finished. Well guys, this is where I'm going to end the video today. Please tune back in tomorrow. Thank you for watching. It's been great to have everybody watching along with me. No, I won't fall. Leah, sorry. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be doing, as I said, another live stream tomorrow. I'll probably go back down to New South Wales tomorrow. I also want to get up to Burleigh Heads shortly, and I might even do one from Surfers Paradise while I'm on holidays. So stay tuned everybody, there's more to come. Glad you joined me and enjoying the content, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.